Hello and welcome to my second episode of the most wonderful Crusader Kings game. Now I'll load up the save, Toulouse 1066. We haven't actually played much, we haven't sort of progressed in time much, but this will be the first episode where we really start to get the ball rolling. Now we'll go on to Independent Realms map mode, obviously. I don't know why, but I think because I played a lot of Europa Universalis, I've just become accustomed to each nation having their own colour as opposed to, diplomatic relations and, where's the independent? Direct vassals, that's what I really wanted to see. Yeah, I've become accustomed to seeing sort of large blocks of colour, especially this big blue blob here, which is, if I may say so, quite bloody aggravating in the Europa Universalis games. So, we've set out our councillors, and now we want to, spread our, I don't know, kind of sounds a bit creepy, but spread our seed around Europe. We have a wife, and as soon as we have one child, we need to get some sort of, family tree roots sort of spreading all through Europe. It sounds really creepy when I put it like that, but that's what we want anyway. Your shameful attempt at blackmail has not succeeded. No matter how many corrupted souls you have enticed to help carry out your plan, I will not give in without a fight. What is rightfully mine is mine. So, this was because we chose the plot to revoke the county of Foix, or Foix. I'm not sure how you say it. I will be terrible with pronunciations, I warn you. And that's this little county here. Now, he says that he does not want to give it up without a fight, so we'll choose then war it is, because obviously we don't want to lose 100 prestige, that's just completely stupid. And also we don't want Bishop Matfre and Mayor Emmanuel's opinion to drop of us. So we'll go to war. Duke, yes, that's just basically a notification telling us what we already know. We'll raise, now we're only going to raise our own troops, because as he is only one province strong, this particular count, we don't really need all the help of, okay, that's quite interesting. Our liege has just gone to war with the Holy Roman Empire, which is quite bloody stupid, again, if you don't mind me saying. But yeah, so we only need this, not a small army, but we don't need a huge army including the troops of our vassals, because if you look at it, we've got about double the amount that they've got, and we do not want our Duke leading this middle army, as his martial skill is only 2. That is quite terrible, really. Hubert, I should think, would be a good person to pick. Right, moving in. They do have a defensive bonus, and we have a sort of attacking and defensive disadvantage, quite large actually. But I still think we should win. We are indeed going to win, just through sheer numbers. With Crusader Kings, I feel it's more about numbers in battles as opposed to technological levels and things, because if you were, say, France on Europa Universalis and you had a 2,000 man stack, then you could be a, say, Malian army from down here. You can't, around about down here, you could be a Malian army of 20,000 just because your military technology was that much higher. So you do just need numbers, really. It is also obviously a bit about technology, otherwise there would not be a technology mechanic, but I kind of feel it's technology is sidelined to brute force in this game, which does kind of ring true with actual medieval battles, because, it just makes sense, doesn't it? If my opinion ruled, the world would be a more chaotic but fun place. If I keep following the laws, the world would have less chaos but also be less fun. So it's just one of these either-or decisions. You can either choose to gain the trait just, with a 45% chance, or you can choose to gain the trait arbitrary. Now, I'm not quite sure, I suppose unless you're role-playing, but other than that, I'm not quite sure why you would choose arbitrary, because it doesn't actually give any sort of bonuses. Obviously, if you have arbitrary vassals, they will like you more, if you are arbitrary too, but apart from that, there's no real noticeable difference. So we'll go with justice should always prevail, and we have actually gained the just trait, so our character is actually shaping up quite nicely. We do need to improve quite a few aspects of his character and his skills, but that will come with time, I think. He's only 19, so we have a lot of time to improve his skills, and that is sorely needed. Jacques de Toulouse is now of legal age. I'm so sorry again. He became an intricate web weaver. Now that is the 3 out of 4 levels of the spy mass, of the intrigue sort of tree. What can we do with him? Who is he in relation to us? He is our brother. So, with our brother, Right, okay, we'll go into this. We want to arrange some sort of marriage. Now, do we want it to be... No, we don't. We want to do it from this screen. Now, do we want it to be matrilineal or not? That is the question. We do not, of course. I don't even know why I posed that question. We would like to, as I said, spread our seed into the nations and the kingdoms of, well, of Europe, basically. So if we try and find anyone with a title, I don't think we will, but... no, okay, so no one's got a title, but if anyone is an heir to anything, then if you could please step forward. I don't think any are. So, if we can't do that, well, we can't do that easily. Wait, I want to find... What about this? What if I use the character search? Now, this may seem like a slow way of doing things, but I'd rather do things right, and not to speed things up, but to make the most of the time that you have on Crusader Kings. That sounds like a strange way of thinking, but... So we want to search all. Gender. We want a woman. Married? No, of course not. Ruler? Yes, that's what we want. Adult? Yes, indeed. So it is only the Maria, Countess of Euboea, is up for marriage. That's quite good. I really love the religion icon for Sua Menusco. It's just pretty badass, really, isn't it? Okay, so we'll open this lady's character screen up. Her heir is her liege. So if we marry her and have children, then we would, be entitled to that title. We will actually arrange a marriage, because why the hell not? Yes, please, yes, please. It's our brother, isn't it? No? What? Okay, so Countess Maria would prefer a match. See, now I hadn't thought of that. I got a bit ahead of myself, I must say. So maybe we just marry him to a baroness or something, I don't know. Would you like to marry us? Please, could you marry us? No, it does. No, yeah, as you can see, a lot of the time, if someone holds a title, they will not marry you unless it's matrilineal. And that is, if you think about it, quite fair enough, but also slightly aggravating if you're trying to... it sounds horrible, but sow your seed across Europe. I keep saying it, and in my head it just sounds so wrong. But we'll siege Foix for the time being. We'll forget about UGs for another year or so. We will not take part in this big war. The Holy Roman French de Jure war over Ghent. We will not take part in that. It is totally not worth it. As you can see here, the Holy Roman Empire is absolutely humongous. And I'm actually quite terrified of it, if I'm honest. It encompasses, Germany, most of Poland. Poland is only a small nation over here. And a lot of Italy, so I wouldn't go up against it by myself. We'll leave France with his 10,000 stack army to deal with that, I think. Now, this revocation will be quite easy, because it's only a one province. We've completely taken out all his armies, so nothing can really stop us. Unless, obviously, Kaiser Henri decided to come over and attack us, which it's not impossible, obviously, but I think it's very unlikely. Fate smiles upon me. My wife Jacques is pregnant, so that's absolutely brilliant. So as soon as we've got one child, then our dynasty is secured. Even though, as you can see, my heir is actually in my dynasty, so the game would carry on. But as I said before, it's nice to have a patrilineal sort of heritage of titles. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head anyway. But I think a lot of you all know what I mean. We can actually, if we wanted to, press a claim on the Duchy of Provence, which is quite interesting actually. We wouldn't do that by ourselves, obviously we're too small, and we would be going up against the whole of the Holy Roman Empire, but I don't know, it would be quite nice if France backed us up on that one. But I don't think that's going to happen. Our country seems to be winning quite easily, and they are soon to win another battle over here, I feel. I would think that would happen, yes? So that war will be over quite quickly. It doesn't really affect us in any way. It just means that our country is slightly less stable, and so factions are more likely to rise up if you're at war and things. I think is how it goes. I could just start a faction actually. Is there anyone that I can push forward to be the French leader? I don't think there is. I think what I'm actually going to do, and this is quite naughty of me really, but I'm going to start a faction for the Gavelkind succession in France. And there we go. We'll see if people join. It would be very nice if they did. But my reason for thinking to do this is that, say, where is the leader of France? So when he dies, he's only 15, so that won't be anytime soon, I'm sure. When he dies, I would guess he will have more than one child. All of his titles will be split between those two children, and that means easy picking in the French region for us, and that speaks very softly to me. Easy picking just sounds quite wonderful, really. My liege, the people of Constantinople have progressed beyond our own technological level. I have managed to study their advancements, and the documents enclosed here should help us reach their level. I hope you will find this to your satisfaction. So our spy master has paid out, essentially. Wonderful. So we could either gain 50 military, or economic, or cultural technology points. There is a 33% chance of each, so I'm not sure if that's counting fractions and things. I'm maybe looking a bit too deep into it, but there is a 1% chance we won't get any points. But I don't think that's going to happen. If any of you have seen Blackadder, does that not look like Edmund Blackadder out of the first series? No? Yes? Maybe? Possibly? Anyway, moving on. So we'll see what we can gain. We gained cultural technology points. We've actually had a son as well, so things are looking quite peachy. I'm going to leave it there for now. I know not much has happened, but obviously it can't always be exciting. We are going to name him... Ooh. This is, I feel, the hardest part of Crusader Kings, naming your children. So I think we should have some sort of rule for sons and daughters. So for sons, maybe it should be Kings of England. I think Kings of England. So we'll go from 1066, so it'll be Harold. And then we'll go forward in time, and we'll see if we can get to, you know, George I or something. That seems like a silly way of thinking it, but I can't actually think of any other convention for naming sons at the moment. If any of you can suggest any to me, that would be wonderful. We have two sons, it seems, actually. Pons Guilhelm. That is an absolutely wonderful name. I think that's some sort of Occitan naming convention, as in very much like the Norse naming conventions of, say, if your dad was called Harold, if your father was called Harold, you would be called Haraldsson, your second name. So I think it's kind of like that. I think Pons may mean son in Old French or something. But, what should we call him? I think we'll actually leave him to be Pon Guilhelm. I think if I take everything away, it will reset to Pon Guilhelm. Is that, I don't know, it's very cultural, isn't it? So I think it's Pon Guilhelm is our new heir. He's a twin, he has nothing exceptional about him. Neither does Harold. Although, for some reason, Harold likes us a lot more. Let's have a look. I think it's because of Gavelkind succession, that would make sense. Okay, so we're going to leave it there, as I said. We'll think of some sort of naming convention for our daughters soon. Yeah, so not much has happened, but things will slowly start to fall into place. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Please do like and, well, comment if you find anything commentable on, as in poor gameplay, stupid decisions, or silly mistakes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.